Josef Mengele is the most well-known perpetrator of the crimes committed at Auschwitz due to the medical tests he carried out there. His post-war life in hiding has come to represent how the world has failed to punish the perpetrators for Nazi crimes justice. Welcome to the Bleeding Truth YouTube channel. To know about some of the scary crime facts, click the subscribe button, and make sure to hit the bell icon if you don't want to miss out on our new videos. About Josef Mengele. At Auschwitz, SS Dr. Josef Mengele subjected prisoners to brutal and frequently deadly medical experiments. He came to prominence as the Nazi doctor who carried out the most infamous tests at the camp. Mengele was referred to as the Angel of Death. He is frequently remembered for his appearance on the Auschwitz selection ramp. Embracing Nazi ideology. Mengele did not actively support the Nazi Party before it took power, but in 1931, he joined the German National People's Party's paramilitary organization, the Stahlhelm. When the Nazi SA took over the Stahlhelm in 1933, Mengele joined, but he stopped actively taking part in it in 1934. Mengele joined the SS and the Nazi Party in 1938. He worked as a scientist to advance the Nazi agenda for preserving and enhancing the alleged superiority of the German race. Verschuer, Mengele's boss and mentor, supported biological racism as well. Verschuer and his team, which included Mengele, not only conducted research but also offered professional advice to Nazi officials who had to determine if individuals were Germans in accordance with the Nuremberg laws. Mengele and his colleagues also examined Germans who would be subject to forced sterility or marriage under German law due to their medical or mental condition. Assigned to Auschwitz. The SS sent Mengele to Auschwitz on May 30, 1943. The largest of the Auschwitz camps, Auschwitz-Birkenau also functioned as a center for the killings of Jews deported from all across Europe. Mengele was in charge of the Zwischenlager in Birkenau. Over 21,000 Romani men, women, and children were detained in the Zwischenlager beginning in 1943 and transferred to Auschwitz. Mengele took involved in choosing the 2,893 Romani prisoners who would be killed in the Birkenau death chambers when this family camp was destroyed on August 2, 1944. Soon after, he was chosen to serve as Auschwitz-Birkenau's medical director. He was sent to the SS Birkenau Hospital in November 1944. Angel of Death, choosing prisoners to murder. Medical staff at Auschwitz performed so-called selections as part of their camp responsibilities. The selections were made in order to find people who were unable to work. Such individuals were killed by the SS because they were considered useless. Some of the healthy adults were chosen by the camp medical staff to work as forced laborers in the concentration camp when Jewish transports arrived at Birkenau. Children and elderly people who were not chosen for labor were killed in the gas chambers. Periodic selections were also carried out in the camp hospitals and barracks by camp doctors at Auschwitz and other concentration camps. These selections were made in order to find prisoners who were hurt, sick, or too weak to work. These convicts were killed by the SS using a variety of techniques, such as gassing and lethal injection. Because Mengele frequently made these decisions at Birkenau, some prisoners referred to him as the Angel of Death. Due to the accounts of the prisoners who worked with him and the survivors of his medical experiments during World War II, Mengele gained renown for his work at Auschwitz. One of the 50 doctors who worked at Auschwitz was Mengele. He was neither the head physician at Auschwitz nor the medical staff's commander. Nevertheless, of all the medical professionals who served at Auschwitz, his name is by far the most well-known. Mengele frequently was searching among the prisoners for twins for his experiments and doctors for the Birkenau infirmary, even though he was not personally doing election duty. As a result, a lot of survivors who went through selection at Auschwitz believed that Mengele was the doctor who had chosen them. Mengele's experiments at Auschwitz. In addition to his usual work at Auschwitz, Mengele also used prisoners in his studies and experiments. Mengele's assignment in Auschwitz may have even been organized by his mentor Verschuer in order to support the work of the Kaiser Wilhelm Institute for Anthropology, Human Genetics, and Eugenics, KWA. Mengele sent blood, body parts, organs, skeletons, and fetuses to his colleagues in Germany throughout his time at Auschwitz. These were all taken from prisoners in Auschwitz. Mengele not only worked with the KWA, but he also carried out his own research on Auschwitz prisoners. He planned to publish his results and therefore obtain the qualifications necessary to become a professor at a university. Mengele organized a research center housed in a number of barracks while he was working at Auschwitz. Mengele was able to build up a pathology lab and obtain the latest technologies and supplies for his studies. Research goals. The majority of Mengele's research was devoted to understanding how genes translate into particular physical and mental qualities. This is a respectable and significant area of genetic research when it is carried out ethically. However, according to this, human races differ genetically from one another. It created a system of racial hierarchy and emphasized that people of inferior races are genetically more likely to have undesirable features than people of superior races. It was said that these undesirable inherited qualities extended beyond defects and disorders of the body and mind. The discovery and identification of Mengele's body. The governments of Germany, Israel, and the United States decided to work together in May 1985 to find Mengele and arrest him. Evidence that Mengele had passed away and been buried close to São Paulo was discovered by German authorities during an investigation of the residence of Mengele's family in Günzburg, Germany. In June 1985, Brazilian authorities discovered Mengele's grave and exhumed his body. Josef Mengele's remains were positively identified as such by German, Brazilian, and American forensic experts. DNA data supported this finding in 1992. For 34 years, Mengele escaped capture, and he was never punished. Guys, this is the end of this video. Thanks for being to the end of the video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and tell us what you think about this video below in the comment section.